So, South Africans and one Frenchman, a new day has dawned. It is raining in Cape Town. Zuma is no longer the president of South Africa. And tomorrow, sing hallelujah, is the year of the dog. I have never felt such an overwhelming sense of relief as I did today in realizing that the roller coaster year of 2017, because I work in the lunar system, is at an end. And for the first time in my life, I'm actually delighted to get past this period of February where all of the birthdays and all of the celebrations and all of the hullabaloo and the hoopla and the la 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 is going to be over, and I move into a quiet space of rest in Amtata with Fatima and Susan, and a long bus ride between Durban and Amtata, which acts as a transition space for me to just bring my energy back down to normal and to stop rushing around in the universe, living life as fully as possible. And even as I think that, there's a part of my brain that's going, but Navi, you teach everybody to live the moment as fully as possible, and then on the other hand, you want to stop now, you want to rest, you want to be at ease. Make up your mind, girl. And the fact is that I want both. I want to be high vibrational and live a moment as graciously and as fully and as muchly as possible. And then I want to just, I want to rest. I want to be. I want everything about me and within me and flowing around me to be at ease, but at the same high vibration. And this is not a big ask. This is actually not a big ask. Because last week when we did the dancing third eye meditation, and we've been talking about the universe is provided. We've been talking about moving out of indebtedness. We've been talking about the fact that we do not have to struggle to be present, to be creative, to be grand and magnificent manifestors of our experiences and therefore our doing and having on the physical plane. We have talked about all of this. And that dancing third eye meditation that literally has the flow in 3 directions simultaneously, connected to a big fat zero in the middle, is the picture you should be holding in your mind of living a projected, blossoming, high vibrational life with the central point of ease. My problem, or my concern for myself, is that I very often get so caught up in living fully as possible that I neglect, not I forget, I remember to, but I neglect to go into that 0 point of rest, of relaxation, of ease. Now just remember, you're talking to somebody who does actually live that life of knowing that everything will unfold exactly as it should. And yet there I am having a head-banging exercise because I can see that there are a bunch of people who are not talking to each other, who are not delivering the information as it should be delivered. And so now I have to go and say 3 times, that's the number, that's the place, that's the person. I have to reiterate it so it is heard. And in the midst of all of this, there's me living my life as fully as possible, wanting to manage everything that's going on simultaneously and rest, always needing rest. This art of balancing everything so that I can live high vibrational experiences and rest at a high vibrational sacred space. Because rest doesn't mean that I want to drop my energy. Rest does not mean that I want to stop being who I am. Rest does not mean that I want to lose all sense of myself. Rest means that I want to remain who I am and step out of the consciousness of experiencing Let me say all of this again. Rest does not mean that I want to lose my high vibrational beingness. It does not mean that I want a dip in my energy. In fact, the dip in my energy comes from physical body fatigue, weariness, and did you just do that? Weariness in the universe. I do not want to be weary and wary. I want to be aware. And that mindfulness requires a high vibrational state of being. Resting in that high vibrational state of being is where I want to be. What I want for myself in terms of being at ease when I have stopped actively experiencing. So now I'm saying to my universe, I want two types of experiences. I want active experiencing and restful experiencing. In both, my awareness is experiencing because that's what I've created for myself. In the active experiencing, I am using the instruments of my universe to connect with it, to live it fully, to learn from it, to put into it, to shift it, to do some shit shoveling and shifting, all of that stuff. I'm sending energy places, I'm getting energy from places, I am awake, I am aware, I am beyond 100% of the use of my brain. I'm shifting into a space where my intuition blossoms outward and I am feeling what's coming at me. I'm using my extrasensory perceptual tools. I am breathing in the consciousness that I am connected to everything. And then on the flip side of that, when I want to be experiencing high vibrational rest and ease, I want to just be sitting. I want to feel the universe dancing around me in its balanced flow while I am implementing nothing, while I am activating nothing, while I am nothing, but a high vibrational nothing. This is a challenge. It is a huge challenge. Because this going from being the person who creates the experience and implements the intention and then is living it as fully as possible has my consciousness so active that my brain thinks, register this one everybody, my brain thinks that the activity generates the active consciousness. And that if I stop the activity, the active high vibrational consciousness will drop. This is a common thought, that the activity generates the high vibrational active consciousness. I, the soul, I, the awake state being, knows that this is not true. We know that an active consciousness, one that is in unity, in synchronicity with the universe and is working with its flow, is then usefully, purposefully active in the world. But my brain doesn't get it. It thinks that if I do this, if I do meditation, if I do mantras, if I do crystals, if I am doing on the spiritual life and the doing in the living and the doing, then I will have active high vibrational self. Not true. The state of active high vibrational self and restful high vibrational self is a state of being that has got very little to do with doing. There are millions of people who are doing meditation daily and not being anything. It's a bit like putting your shoes in the box, all neatly packed away, and expecting that they will walk where you need to go. So I put my consciousness in this box that says I am doing my meditation, and therefore, but the instruments of experiencing are limited, and the instruments of experiencing are not fully utilized. So I am not being the creator of my experience or the experiencer. Now, just to make all of this very simple, just to bring it back to practical terms, I want to stop doing so much. I want to experience my high vibrational experience of the world. I want to rest in high vibrational beingness. And I want my flow to continue regardless of whether I am doing or not. I want to have less doing and more being. And the more I'm being, the less I need to do. Hold on, let me just have this argument. That's not true. I've just had to do more and do more and do more this month. Okay. I've had to do more and do more and do more this month because there are more and more people requiring the shit shifting. So it's the nature of the work. And of course I reserve the right and I have free will to say no, or to work smarter and talk to all the jellyfish at once instead of one jellyfish at a time. These are all possibilities of utilizing the instruments of my experience in order to shift or change my experience. Just focus on that for a minute, because everybody that I have talked to in this group and outside this group has felt very overwhelmed by the first month and a half of the solar year 2017. It's been crazy, roller coaster, do this, do that, get this done, sort that out, hold it together, overcome the odds, go here, go there. And although it has generally been an uplifting time, it's been a time of productivity and getting into a better flow and accomplishing, it's also been a demanding time that requires a space of ease as we flow into the new lunar year. The space of ease requires a trust in who you've become. It requires a state of being comfortable with who you've become and knowing that you've absorbed everything, that you are in fact what you purport to be, that all of the practicing you've done to date is you, that it's not based on the doing, but is based on the knowing that you have absorbed within you. Now, when I talk to the students of this center, which is most of you, I am always delighted that there is a development, there's a growth, there's a becoming from one session to the next, from one set of meditations to the next. And much as I might complain that you don't practice enough and you don't listen properly and you don't do as you're told and you don't get that homework done, the energy system says, I heard that, I felt that, I worked with that, I became from that. And there is a shift, there is a beautiful shift, and everybody is beginning to fly in their own way. Flying requires rest too. We have to stop to be reconnected with self, to give our physical bodies a space of rest, to give consciousness a time to absorb and reassess, and also to realign. Like a jigsaw puzzle where the picture is changed and the little pieces need to move back into place. So we need that space of rest so that this high vibrational energy that you are becoming can stabilize. This is why we've been practicing so much of getting grounded, so we can stabilize and everything becomes a new foundation. A new foundation of self. A new beginning of self. And that's what new moons are for. Every new moon we have the opportunity to do this. This new moon is special. This new moon is truly special because It's the year of the earth dog. This is the year of bringing the unconditional loving acceptance of self and others onto the earth plane. This is the year of practicing everything that you know a dog to be. Being your own best friend, bringing loyalty, bringing laughter, bringing tail-wagging joy into your space. But this is also the year, from the year of the dog, of being able to pick your battles and not barking at every postman who goes by. It's the year of being willing to step back when you're feeling abuse in your life and barking back, snarling if you have to. The best part of this year for me is that it is the year in which we get to live our connectedness with Sirius, the dog star, as fully as possible. And again, the energy of Sirius is a demanding, high vibrational energy. Being a priestess or a priest of Sirius means a lot of work. It means raising your vibration the way Archangel Michael was teaching us to do with Mont Saint Michael. It means resting your physical body so that you can absorb those vibrations and use them here on the physical plane as part of the work of loving and caring and being kind and being of service. So rest becomes essential. It is demanding in the sense that you have to maintain your foundations, maintain your high vibrational status within yourself. And I'm using the word status the way we do Facebook status as opposed to rank and status on the ego plane. Your own status quo. You need to maintain that because this vibration of Sirius uses you as a channel to shine through you into the world. How you use the instruments of your experiencing are a choice that you are required to make in every moment. And for those of you who are wondering, what am I talking about in terms of instruments of experiencing? I mean everything. Everything that is in your life, including me, is an instrument of your experiencing. With me, you have chosen a particular type of experience. With the sacred contracts in your life, you have chosen a specific type of experience. With money, with power, with sex, with your neighbors, with the weather, with the galaxy, you have chosen a specific type of experience. Everything is an instrument of that experience. Not from an ego plane, as in the universe revolves around you, but from a sacred contract spiritual perspective that you have intended, you have blueprinted, you have created this lifetime. And as such, this new year is the perfect opportunity to send thank you cards to everybody in your life for being an instrument of your experiencing, for being an instrument of your becoming, for being an instrument of your high vibrational status within yourself. There you now have a choice as to how to use it and be a channel into the universe. That you are in fact in a position to harness the energy of Sirius and make it more on the physical plane. Excuse me. No. Thank you. So, resting does not mean loss of energy. It does mean stopping and vibrating, like treading water. You stop and you just simmer, you just vibrate at that same level. And that takes practice. It takes practice to stop. It takes practice to just vibrate at that same level until you move into action again. Now the practice for that is meditation. The practice for that is being conscious, firstly, of what level you're vibrating at. Where are you sitting at in your consciousness, and do you want to raise it? So when we did the mantra meditation on Tuesday, and thank you very much for those of you who attended, it was awesome. We did the practice of using the mantra as an instrument again, of experiencing, to raise our vibration from base all the way to crown, and then to let it ease back to base so that it is aligned, and all of the chakras are operating at the same vibrational energy system as a collective. Okay. Let me say this one again. We raise the vibration chakra by chakra from base to crown, and then we let it fall again all the way back to base, so that all of the chakras, 308, are operating at the same vibration as a collective. The individual chakras, in their connectedness to each other, as a matrix of energy, will hold that collective vibration. They will keep you in a state of rest. We know the experience of raising our energy and feeling awake, feeling attentive, feeling hyped up, like, how did Lou put it? Like we've taken something, we're on a high, but then we have to bring that high into stability. We have to bring it into collective balance so that we can stay there. We can just simmer at that level. And the higher that simmering level, the greater the bliss. So just for practice, so that we get this discussion, because this is a high vibrational discussion and not very restful, I might add. Just for yourself, when we did the meditation last week and we had the dancing third eye meditation, we had the energy of your third eye going from right to left and left to right. We had the energy of the third eye going from north to south and south to north. And then automatically, we had the energy of the third eye going from back to front and front to back. 3 different flows establishing a multi-dimensional or 3-dimensional axis for your incarnated third eye self. And if we just stay with that vibration, of that flow, that balancing energy, balancing your left and right body, balancing your left and right brain, balancing the yin and yang of you as it is in every cell, in every organ, in every chakra, because we are duality beings, and bringing you into oneness, into harmony within yourself. When we get to that space of oneness and we just want to rest there, stay there, part of the work is to let the excess energy from there ease, to flow into all of the other chakras, to bring the collective energy into one frequency, even as the individual chakras vibrate at their own innate, spiritually intelligent frequency. It's exactly like being in a group or a network as we are. Each of us represents a chakra. We bring a different frequency to the group. We contribute. Together we create a high vibration, and then that high vibration holds the collective energy and feeds into it, creating ease and stability as it flows, while each of us is still our individual unique vibration. And each of us receives in accordance with our needs. The universe does not impose, it provides. You have the opportunity to be actively aware, implementing awareness and mindfulness, developing and creating and growing with a high vibrational energy that is active in the world. You do not require doing to be active. You can sit quietly in your consciousness and send your energy into different places, resolve arguments. You can travel. You can bring people to you using an active consciousness, using intention, using your flow and creative essence. And in the duality, you can deactivate all of that energetic work and just be simmering, treading water, being still at a high vibration that is open and passive and receptive, but not active, where there is an absence of conscious energetic interaction with the world. And the more mindful you become, there is an absence of unconscious energetic interaction with the world. How are we doing so far? Just because, you know, I have to admit, I'm sort of having a background argument with my life guide over here. How are we doing with this discussion? Is it making sense for people? Because truly, I do not want to be confusing people today. Can we just not confuse people? I'm irritated enough with the confusion in the world. Can we just keep it simple, soul? Is everybody getting this? Give me a heads up on this, because I don't want to confuse everybody. I want everybody to know this one. How are we doing with this one? Have I confused everybody?
Slightly, yeah.
Slightly. Just give me some feedback here, people. Have I confused you? Because it's over there. I can feel that it's over there. I can feel my network wobbling. Just, okay, starting again.